So, I'm really happy to be here, represented here, and I have two sessions here. One is about MDT and deploying Windows 10 with MDT. This session has a level 200, so for newbies, for guys who haven't experienced with MDT, but they want to automate their deployment Windows 10 or Windows 8 process. Second session is about SCCM even next for real experienced guy who has a lot of experience with SCCM and they want to know what's new in SCCM even next. So today we are talking about MDT. Are you kidding me? Oh, yes. Alright. My name is Evgeny Yashov. I worked for many years in Ukraine, then I lived in USA, and now I live in Poland, work for IBM as a SCOM engineer. Also, I'm Microsoft MVP with specialization in enterprise computing, and I prefer to work with SCCM, SCOM, MDT, and Microsoft Intune. So, feel free to ask me if you have some questions at the end of this session, or you can ask me after the sessions later, or feel free to write me an email. So today we're talking about MDT, about features and configuration. What is MDT? How many of you have an experience with MDT? Okay. So not much. So this session is for you. MDT is a free software from Microsoft which can help you to automate your Windows deployment process. So if you install one operating system a week or 5 operating system a month, so you don't need to waste your time with MDT. So you can just install your operating system. How do you prefer to do this? Next finish, just some settings and that's all. But if you want to install a lot of computers, for example, you are a trainer in training center and you need to prepare a lot of computers for students every week or every 2 weeks, every month. If you open branches and you need to buy 10 or 20, 50 computers for you branch and install operation system to these computers, so it might take 2 hours with MDT. Okay, maybe 3, but not more. Or if you work in big company and you have 300, 500 or 1,000, 5,000 computers and you need to install computers regularly every week, or you hire a lot of people and you need to support operation system installation, you need to install a lot of computers, so MDT can help you in this case. About requirements. I will explain a bit later why you need to install ADK, but trust me, you need to install Windows ADK for Windows 10 if you want to install Windows 10. You need to have PowerShell and Net Framework on our first MDT server. Also, MDT supports operation system installation over the network. And if you want to install operating system over the network, you need to configure WDS for PC and multicast support, and you need to have DHCP. I hope all of you know what is DHCP and WDS. And I hope all of you have some basic knowledge about Microsoft infrastructure, like directory, DNS, or Windows PE, operation system installation process, so I won't explain how it works because we don't have enough time. About features, so MDT can automate operation system installation process over the network, and MDT can install operation system from standalone media. MDT can prepare standalone media ISO files, so you can feel free to use DVD disk or USB stick for operation system installation. Also, MDT can migrate your operation system, for example, from Windows 7 to Windows 8 or from Windows 7 to Windows 10. You can replace your operating system or you can upgrade your operating system. Also, MDT has some additional features like creating a reference image. So if you want to create a reference image for all of your computers, you can install operating system through MDT. You can install application drivers. You can configure your reference operating system. You can change registry keys. You can install some updates, and then you can capture this reference image, import to MDT, and install this reference image to all of your computers. MDT supports client operating system like 7, 8, 8.1, and Windows 10, and MDT supports server operating system like Windows Server 2008 R2, 2012, 2012 R2, and Tech Preview. So now we don't have an RTM of 2016, but MDT 2013 update 1 supports Windows Server Tech Preview installation. And a few words about advantages. I explained why you need to use MDT. If you have a lot of computers which you reinstall from time to time, or you need to install a lot of operation system. So MDT can save time by automating. MDT is free, so you can download MDT from Microsoft download website and install. So you don't need to buy licenses, you don't need to install clients, you don't need to manage MDT clients, you don't need to buy licenses for MDT clients. I will show you a big demo how to install and configure MDT. So we have 45 minutes, and trust me, 45 minutes is enough for preparing your first test MDT server. So if you want to backup MDT, you can do this by Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V, because MDT is just a folder with files, so it's not a magic. And one big demo, how to prepare your first MDT server from scratch for Windows 10 deployment. Okay, I have my Windows domain server, MDT test. I installed updates. I disabled firewall, of course, and that's all. And I didn't activate my MDT server. Okay, what I have here, I have ADK for Windows 10. Okay, ADK for Windows 10 and MDT 2013. You can download MDT from Microsoft website. It's very easy to find. It's just 19 megabytes. Also, you can download ADK for Windows 10. You can find in Google or Bing for sure. Download kits and tools for Windows 10. Then scroll down and download the Windows ADK for Windows 10. Oops, I don't have an internet. Okay, when you download ADK for Windows 10, you download this small file, ADK setup, about 2 megabytes. You run this file, and this file downloads 3 gigabytes from the internet. Also, I have Adobe Reader 11 for my demo and Windows 10 Enterprise also for my demo. So, let's start.
Okay. Why do we need to install ADK? For first, we need to have deployment tools on our MDT server. These deployment tools are used for customizing and managing Windows images. Next, we need to have Windows PE. I hope you know what is Windows pre-installation environment, and MDT will create MDT boot images from these files. So you need to have this, and maybe you will backup user files if you want to do a migration from, I don't know, from Windows 7 to Windows 8. And you need to have USMT, this tool, which can capture operating system files, operating system settings, user settings, desktop settings, documents, and so on, mail, blah, blah, blah. And then restore this file to the new operating system. So next finish. Okay. Then we can install WDS for PXE deployment. Come on. I choose both roles, deployment server and transport server. And let's wait a bit. Is it clear what I'm doing now? Feel free to ask me. So it's a live demo, and it won't take more than 40 minutes. Trust me. Okay. I installed my WDS. Then I can configure my WDS. Again, just next finish. I integrate my WDS with Active Directory, path for the WDS files, and I choose respond to all clients' computers. So our clients, which are booting through PXE, so which are booting from network adapter, will send request for WDS, and WDS will answer all of them. Okay, we installed ADK. I don't want to add images to the server now. Finish. Okay, and it's running. So we installed ADK, we installed WDS, and we configured WDS. What's next? So we can install MDT. For sure. Okay, here's our first MDT server. We don't have a deployment shares, so we need to create a deployment share. What is deployment share? Deployment share is a MDT main folder with all files which are needed for operating system installation. Okay, path for this share name, I prefer to leave by default. Display name, so we can configure the settings later, and that's all. Also, if you prefer to work with PowerShell, you can find a PowerShell template in the internet. You can find PowerShell script here for future installation. I click finish, and here we go. Okay, what is MDT deployment share? It's just a network folder with all files which are needed for our clients. That's all. So here we can import applications, operating system, drivers, some packages, and we can create a task sequence, and I will show it a bit later. So let's start from application. I choose application with source files. Okay. Command line. MDT doesn't know how to install your applications as well as SCCM. So, if you want to install some applications through MDT view operating system installation process, you need to provide a command line for silent installation. You can find this information in the internet. Yeah. So, as for MCI, it's very simple. Just quiet. Okay, quiet. For Adobe Reader, it's a bit complex. So it's as all. So it's a key for silent installation. So you need to provide this case to MDT. I click next, next, and finish. Okay, about our deployment share. Here folder application, and MDT copied from source folder to MDT deployment share files for application installation. So here our Adobe Reader. Then we can do the same for operating system. Import operating system. So here we can import files from WDS, but I don't have images on my WDS server. We can import custom image file if we prepared previously our reference image, or we can import full set of source files, so from our DVD. I mean this. All right.
Can I ask a question?
For sure.
Does it work with sysprep, or you will need image of Windows?
You mean preparing a reference image or operating system installation?
This image we wanted to employ in.
Okay, I downloaded ISO file from my MSDN subscription and unpacked this ISO file. So that's all.
Okay.
But if you want to prepare your reference image, okay, I will show you my main MDT server.
If you want to make image of working station, you can do it by sysprep.
No, you don't need to do you don't need to do this manually. I wouldn't recommend to do this because you can do a mistake. Okay, and it will take a lot of time. So if you want to prepare a reference image, you need to create a build and capture task sequence in MDT. So MDT will automatically install your operating system, install applications. MDT will patch your okay, not MDT. WSUS will patch your operating system. You can run some script through the MDT for copying files or for editing registry, and then MDT can capture this reference image and copy it to a network folder. Here, I have two deployment shares on my main server, but I won't talk about this a lot. I have deployment share for capture, and not operating system captures. For example, 1 month ago, I created a reference image for Windows 10. So it's just a WIM file, Vim file, is 5 GB size. So, and this reference image consists of operating system, all updates, and Microsoft Office 2016. Yeah. So I don't need to do this manually. Yeah. Because MDT can do this. You need a few hours or a few days or a few weeks, yeah, for creating perfect task sequence for reference image, and that's all. Okay, about our operating system. Destination directory name. Okay, next finish. And now MDT is copying files for Windows installation from source folder to MDT deployment share. Just a second, please. Okay, about your question. I have a task sequence for build and capture Windows 10. So here I prepare disk, format and partition. I install operating system. Then I install a lot of application like Silverlight, Visual C++, Microsoft Office. Also, I install .NET Framework. I patch my reference image, my Windows server. Then I patch all applications. Okay, not I. WSS does this, and then I create WIM file, Vim file with reference image, and copy this file to distribution. To shared folder. So I will show you a bit later how it works. Okay, we imported Adobe Reader. We imported operating system. Okay, I will rename it. And I think we are ready for task sequence. Is it clear what I'm doing? Okay. New task sequence. I give some ID, task sequence name. Enterprise English X64. And here I choose standard client task sequence, so it's a task sequence for operating system installation. I select my operating system, which I imported previously. I do not specify product key. Operating system settings is not very important. Password for local administrator. So just next, finish. This is my very first task sequence. What is task sequence? Task sequence describes an operating system deployment process step by step. So reboot our computer, we do some validation steps, minimum memory, minimum processor speed, and so on. Okay, a lot of steps. You can delete these steps, you can edit these steps, you can add a new test sequence steps here, add. So you can run a command line, PowerShell script, you can restart computer, install updates, you can format your disk, and so on. Okay, about, for example, format and partition disk. So I won't explain how it works in details because it will take a lot of time. As for step, for example, format and partition disk, here I have just one logical drive C for my Windows. I can edit this step, and I want to give 50 gigabytes for my first logical disk. Partition type primary, partition name Windows. Okay. Then I would give 98% for the of remaining free space for second logical disk, so for D. Okay. And I leave this by default system resort, disk, and recovery. So that's all. Okay. Also, we need to have boot images for WDS for network boot installation or for our USB stick. Anyway, we need to create these boot images. So right click, update deployment share, and MDT. Oops, not now. I need to check properties. I don't want to support x86 platforms because I'm using Windows 10 x64. So I want to save my time. Also here, I don't want to create ISO file for x86 for x64 as well. Okay, about bootstrap. Very strange bug. When MDT creates a network folder, usually MDT shares this network folder, but in my case it didn't happen, so I can share this network folder just like this. So it's my MDT deployment share, and here in this configuration file I need to provide the settings. All right, deploy root. Yes. Okay. So we need to prepare boot images from our ADK files, which I installed previously. Don't be shy, come on. And now MDT is preparing a boot image for WDS or for your USB stick or for your virtual computer, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, we need to have these files. And it might take a few minutes, so feel free to ask me some questions.
Can you automate the template operation for Windows 10?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I think I have enough time to show you this. Yeah. Oh, it's very easy. Okay. Can I? No, I can. I can't work with MDT now. I will show you in 2 minutes how to do this. Yeah. It's very simple. Task sequence. You need to when you create a sequence, you need to choose standard line test sequence upgrade, then choose operating system, next, finish, and this test sequence consists of maybe 12 or 13 test sequence steps. So yeah, and I will show you a demo how to upgrade Windows 7 from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Okay. Finish. So I can open my deployment share, boot, and here Vim file for WDS. So I can import this file, add boot image, install. Oh, it's not installed. Deployment share, boot. Next, finish. Nothing new. And operation is complete. So I think we are ready for a test. Okay. I will boot this computer from network adapter. So I installed ADK, I installed MDT, I installed and configured WDS server. I added some files like Adobe Reader and Windows 10 to my MDT. I created boot images. I imported boot image to WDS. I have DHCP server, WDS, MDT, so that's all what I need. And then I can try to install my first operating system over the network. I press F12 for confirmation that I really want to install my operating system over the network. Okay, I can't create resolution, change resolution. Okay, and now computer is downloading Vim file MDT boot image from WDS server for booting Windows PE. Okay, about your question. About in place upgrade. Okay. Here I choose upgrade task sequence. I choose operating system. I do not specify a product key. Operating system settings. Okay, password for local admin. And next, finish. So it's a very short test sequence. So validate our computer, upgrade Windows. You can install later some applications, and that's all. But in this case, you can't you can use a reference image. Yeah, if you want to do in place upgrade, you need to use files from your DVD. So you can't upgrade your Windows 7 or Windows 8 to your reference image. So it's very important. Okay, about our network boot. So I click run the deployment wizard. I need to provide credentials for connecting to network share. And here our first test sequence. I choose this test sequence, click next. I can provide some details. I can join this computer to the main. Also, I can automate all of these steps, and if I have a time, I will show you how to do this. Yeah. So it's a basic MDT installation. It's a basic steps, but I can skip all these pages of this wizard. Domain to join. No. We don't need to move user data and settings because we don't have an operation system with user data. We don't need to restore these files. Okay, specify our UTC +2, Sofia. Next, applications. As you remember, I imported files for Adobe Reader installation. Next, begin. And that's all. So we spent 35 minutes. Yeah, and it works. And I'm really happy that it works. All right. So trust me that it works, and I will show you the finish of this process. I have a checkpoint. Okay. Come on. Sorry about this. It's Windows. It's not me.
Sorry, just one stupid question.
Don't worry about stupid question. No, it was a snapshot. So here I have two snapshots. One is for one snapshot means that I don't have any operating system. Yeah. And I applied a second snapshot. So when I prepared this lab, this demo, I run my new virtual Hyper machine. I installed operating system by MDT, and after the process, when the process was completed, I created a snapshot to show you the result, because it might take maybe 30 or 40 minutes. We don't have enough time to do this here. So I show you the result of operating system installation. It's not clear. It's clear? Okay, great. So, and I'm showing you the result. So, computer name demo in domain. It's a Windows 10 Enterprise with Adobe Reader. That's what we wanted to do. Okay. Then about your question about in-place upgrade. I have Windows 7. And also I prepared this virtual machine with what's the problem? Okay, it's a Windows 7. I created a snapshot. Oh no. It's a Windows 7 for different demo, for my tomorrow demo. Okay. Okay, I have a Windows 7 in workgroup. Okay, with some user files. What I need to do if I want to do in-place upgrade? For example, in this case, when we already have a full operating system, I open my MDT deployment share. MDT. Folder scripts, light touch, Windows script file, run this file. Do you remember this test sequence? Yeah, for upgrade. Next. After upgrade, I can install some additional applications. For example, in this case, Adobe Reader. Credentials. For connecting to my deployment share. In details, deployment type was new computer in previous case, and here deployment type is upgrade. Click begin. And we need to wait about 1 hour, but we won't. Okay, and trust me, I will show you the result. So, computer is preparing for upgrade operating system, then download boot image, then reboot, boot Windows PE, and install operating system. I have a snapshot, Windows 10 after migration. Apply. Okay. It's not a magic, it's MDT. And a few weeks for preparation. So we have here Windows 10 with the same operating system names, with the same workgroup, with the same files, and with Adobe Reader 11. So just next finish, and that's all from your side. And okay, I have a few minutes. I hope it's enough for explain how we can automate our MDT. Here I stop MDT server, and I need to start my MDT server on my main MDT server. Okay. So I use my MDT server for my typical operating system installation, not for demo. So I have a lot of applications here, a lot of operating systems, test productions, Windows 10, Windows 8.1, some drivers for different models. So you can import these drivers. But sorry, I won't explain how it works, because our demo for system administrators who have no experience with MDT, and I will show that we need just 35 minutes for preparation for your first MDT server, and it works. Okay, and about customization. Okay, I will show you files. It will be a bit better. Okay, I think it's a bit better. So we have two files for automatic operating system customization. Bootstrap ini file, which is used for connecting to deployment share. Here I have a name of deployment share, deploy root, MDT, not MDT test. Yeah. MDT deployment share, user ID so it's a credentials, password very complex. It's a user credentials for connecting to MDT share, and I provided this information, so I won't type my credentials again when I boot my new computer. And then we have second file, custom settings ini, and here I can provide a lot of information for process automation. So here I provide information that we will install operating system, also install yes. Yeah. We will join this computer to domain and domain name, domain admin, short domain name, domain admin password, local administrator password, some operating system deployment computer name, time zone, DNS server list, Active Directory OU for all computers. And here also I skipped all my pages of wizard. So I won't click next. So I skipped all these pages because here, a bit above, I provided information for operating system deployment process. So you can find information about this. You can find information about this settings on the Microsoft.net web page about MDT, or you can find this information in blogs. So you can find some typically Bootstrap ini and custom settings ini files with description for every step, for every settings. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time. So, and in this case, I will use my main MDT server, and I will show you how it works with customization. Come on. Okay, now we are connecting to MDT, not to MDT test. I pressed F12 for confirmation that I want to boot this computer over the network. Okay, I have a few boot images on my WDS server, so I can choose which boot image I want to use. Computer is downloading a boot image from WDS server. So here I do not provide credentials for connecting to MDT deployment share because I edited Bootstrap ini. I showed you this information. Here I choose my task sequence, click next, computer name was automatically specified here, VS mean workstation, and 10, okay, doesn't matter. Click next, I choose which application I can install. Adobe Reader is a required application. I specified this in MDT properties. Also, I can install, for example, WinRAR. Next, and that's all. So I didn't do 10 clicks, just 3. And I install Windows 10. That's how MDT automation works. Questions? Questions? Yes.
If I have System Center Configuration Manager,
Which
will
one?
it override the MDT or with the
No, you can integrate MDT and Configuration Manager. Configuration Manager has more features than MDT because MDT can install operating system, and Configuration Manager can install operating system, applications, updates, can inventory your computers, have a reporting system, can work with FPV, and a lot of features. Yeah? But if you want to make your operating system deployment process a bit complex and a bit dynamic, you can integrate MDT and Configuration Manager. In my case, I use MDT for preparing a reference image, and then I import this reference image to Configuration Manager, and I install operating system
Solution Configuration Manager. Anyone? No, that's all from my side. Thank you for coming. I hope it was interesting.
Thank you.